Hi, everybody. Welcome to Valley Views, what you see and what you hear in the Coachella Valley. Well, we have quite a show for you today, so I only have time to share with you what my friend Diane Miller sent me. I very quietly confided to my best friend that I was having an affair. She turned to me and asked, "Are you having it catered?" And that, my friend, is the definition of old. Nobody's old on my show today, let me tell you. We have with us the wonderful, fabulous Lucy Arnaz, and we're going to talk about One Night Only. Susan Stillwell is here from Pebble Beach, made the trek down with her handsome son, Richard, who's going to help her explain to us AIM for Mental Health and what she has done, has made millions, and it's fantastic. We're going to talk about the Warburton St. Jude 5K and more with Andrea Carter and Kate Spates. We hope you'll sit back, relax, enjoy Valley Views, and we'll be right back.
What do you have when you buy a Lexus from Desert Lexus? Peace of mind. Peace of mind knowing Desert Lexus has a large inventory of new and certified pre-owned Lexus vehicles for you to choose from, and a service department conveniently open Saturdays, offering a fleet of complimentary service loaners to keep you on schedule. For over 25 years, Desert Lexus has been giving their customers peace of mind. Desert Lexus, located at the Cathedral City Auto Center, or online at desertlexus.com.
Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, and turn it up with Eli Young Band. Saturday, March 19th at 8 p.m., the Spotlight 29 Casino Showroom. Eli Young Band. Tickets on sale now at Spotlight 29 Casino box office or at spotlight29.com. The new EP featuring Turn It On is available now. Find more at eliyoungband.com. Only at Spotlight 29 Casino, the Valley's best bet.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, when I very first saw this, Michael Childers presents Sondheim in Love, One Night Only, directed by Lucy Arnaz, musical direction by John McDaniel, executive producer Ken Katz. I thought, oh boy, there is a winner. And here's another winner who's going to tell us all about it.
Hey,
Lucy.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Well, it's exciting. Michael asked me to direct this, which was kind of a shock to me because I haven't been doing all that much direction. But he saw a show that I directed in New York that was headed for Broadway. It's a musical based on Hazel, the 60s musical Hazel, and it's headed for Broadway now. I'd like to think because of the 3-week workshop that we directed, that we did together. And Michael asked me to direct this, and I've been in about 6 of them, the One Night Onlys down here in Palm Springs, some before I was a resident of the desert. And,
yes.
And last year and the year before. And, it's always an amazing evening of an incredible talent he pulls together. He's got his finger on the pulse of all the great talent around the world, really. And he's bringing in people from London and New York, of course, and Hollywood, some of the greatest performers I've worked with in a long time. And it's challenging, because actors and singers who are on Broadway are always picking up the phone waiting to get a television series. And television series people are waiting to pick up the phone to get a Broadway show. And so a benefit for no matter how good the cause is, like JFS in Palm Springs, it's like, we're vacation for 4 days, yay! Oh, I'm sorry, who? What? I have to go. I'm sorry, Michael. And the night before, you lose a person, or 4. And I know because I've been in these shows where I go, what happened to Valerie Pettiford? Well, she got a series last night. Okay, so who's singing? We're not, cut, it's gone. So when he said, you want to direct this, I knew what I was getting into, and it wasn't going to be a piece of cake. But it's been pretty smooth so far. But of course, it's only the end of January.
That's right.
And it's not till April, so we'll see what happens. But he asks the best people, and and I'm asking a lot of these people this year. I want to shake it up a little bit. If he's going to, use my name to promote the show, I said that I have to do it a little differently, and I'm gonna. We're going to make it a little different.
And it's interesting because you just said it. It's not until April. But we start early because when the tickets go on sale, they're gone.
They're gone immediately. I know. And you have to start early with other people who are doing the show too, because even if they do get gigs, you want them to know that this is something we want them to do, and we want them to put it in their calendar so it's not too late. You know?
Right, yeah.
And so far we've got, I think, about 18, 19 people signed up, which
Really?
we were only hoping for 12 or 14. But you know, Michael has a way.
Has a way.
At a party or an event, and he goes, "You have to be in my show in Palm Springs."
Oh, yeah.
And we run back, John McDaniel and I go, and the song will be... And it's only Sondheim in love, you see. It's not like every Sondheim song ever written. It's Sondheim songs about relationships. I love love, I hate love, I'm never going to fall in love. Why aren't I falling in love? You know, I love a piano. No, that's Irving Berlin, I'm sorry. But, you know, so it's a very interesting caveat that we have to work within.
But he's a good Carolina boy.
Michael? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's just a good boy, period. He could be from anywhere.
Last year, right as he was leaving, Michael, I learned that you're from North Carolina, as am I, and the Carolina Panthers, hooray.
Okay.
And, but you know what, you mentioned a second ago something that I really wanted to I'm sure you hear often, is how thrilled this valley is to have you.
No more thrilled than we are to be here. I cannot tell you, this is no lie. Larry Luckenbill, my husband, and I wake up every morning, and we always, on our way to get the coffee, go, "Oh, I love it here." We mean it. We just mean, how can you look outside and not just feel like the luckiest persons in the world?
Absolutely.
And, you know, Lenny Green, Debbie Green's husband, Lenny, said to Larry when we first thought about coming down here, he goes, "It'll add 10 years to your life." Larry immediately broke his foot, had a hematoma, and was in the hospital for 2 weeks the first week we got here. It was hilarious. But it's true. It sort of has. It really has changed our life in the way we think about things. I really love the people. I can't believe how much stuff goes on down here. I've never been so busy.
I thought you meant when you said we'll add 10 years, I thought that he was saying it's going to make you older, but I get it.
Oh, you'll add 10 years to your life.
Yeah, and I think that's so true.
It's really true.
Yeah. You guys tell me about your family.
Tell you about my family. Well, we have 5 kids between us. Larry and I had 3. He had 2 great sons when I married him. So I say, I birthed 3. I cooked and cleaned for 5. And they're all grown up now. My baby, the only girl, is 31 this January. She turned 31 and she's getting married in June.
She is?
And she's the only one who's ever been married. We don't have anybody else in the family married yet. They're in their late 30s and 40s and nobody's married.
Wow.
Except Katie. She's getting married in June. That's thrilling. My middle son's a musician. He lives in New York, teaches music, plays guitar and ukulele and everything else. Simon Luckenbill is an artist and who just moved back here from Ashland and lives in Yucca Valley. He's a wonderful artist. He's had some shows down here in Palm Springs.
That's great, close by.
And the other 2 are graphic artists and in music and running a restaurant. They entrepreneurs in all kinds of ways. Nobody's a plumber. Nobody's a lawyer. Nothing I can really, use and make money off of.
I said that once to my son. I said, "So Carson, when you grow up, I want you to be a plumber. Did you see what I had to pay that guy?"
Yeah,
they make real
He didn't
money.
pay any attention to you, Carson, though, did he?
No, he didn't.
He went off to be
That's
like
good.
the rest of us, waiting for the phone to ring.
Well, I can't tell you how excited we are for Wednesday, April 20th, 6:30 at McCallum. And, it's such a great, great theater. There's not a bad seat over there.
True. I've
so
played there
good.
many times on many different occasions, different shows. The sound is impeccable. The people who run it are great. Mitch Gershenfeld and
Love him.
All the guys who do the sound and the lights. And it's always a pleasure to work with those. They'll go beyond the mile for you to do what you need.
And benefiting Jewish Family Service of the Desert. So that's
which is great. Which I keep trying to encourage them to change their name because they're not just for Jewish people. It's Jewish Family Service of the Desert, but they deal with problems of all kinds. People coping with pretty much anything from abuse to alcoholism to veterans who need help, young children, marriage, divorce, whatever, and all denominations of people. It has nothing to do with being Jewish. So it's a fantastic organization. They serve
You are
people.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
I appreciate it. You have a really pretty house.
Thank you. Come anytime.
Thank you.
Bring Larry.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Do we have to be on
couple
camera or
stuff.
can we just come?
Either way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Either way at all. And we love you, Michael Childers. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to J. Russell The Salon, a comprehensive beauty center with over 60 specialists here to help you with all your beauty needs.
We have been redefining beauty for over 30 years. Our state-of-the-art salon is designed to maximize your experience. Come and enjoy the feeling of beauty for yourself. You know the name.
You know the building.
You know the reputation.
We'd like to get to know you.
To you, it's just a guitar no one plays anymore. But when you donate it or any item to Angel View, we'll use the proceeds to help some severely disabled young people. Angel View, because we can all use an angel in our lives, once in a while.
High above the valley floor, nestled against the mountains, lies Ironwood, a world of beautiful landscapes and vistas so close to nature, but only steps from the heart of Palm Desert. A community rich in history that for generations has honored family, Ironwood offers a sense of place that is always warm and welcoming. With 2 world-class golf courses, tennis, fitness, and spa facilities, Ironwood makes for a wonderful lifestyle experience. Isn't it time you discovered Ironwood?
My name is Richard Stillwell. To start this off right, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who came here tonight. Anybody who has put in time or effort spreading the word of AIM, and the people in this community who truly care about changing the way we deal with kids' mental health. With roughly 20% of our nation's youth affected by one mental health disorder or several, we at AIM for Mental Health want to do a lot in a very short period of time. We need to grow this charitable organization to raise the money necessary to find the right cures and treatment for children before mental disorders can really harm their or someone else's lives.
This is Susan Stillwell, and she is going to tell you all about AIM for Health, and to her right is her son, Richard. But AIM for Mental Health had a beginning, and I need to start there, I think. And also, I should say that in just 18 months, you've made over $1 million for this, which is phenomenal.
Yes. AIM for Mental Health actually raises money for clinical research for children, teens, and young adults for mental health disorders. We're trying to find cures and better treatments. And just about 18 months ago, we started AIM because we recognized a void in that area. And for instance, if you're going to donate for disaster relief, where would you donate? If you're going to donate to
probably like right off the top of your head, you would say Red Cross.
Yeah, and if you're going to donate to raise money to find cures for children or even adults with cancer, where would you donate?
St. Jude's.
Right. Well, that's one obvious answer. And if you're going to donate to find cures or better treatments for children with mental health disorders, where would you donate?
AIM.
Well, now AIM.
Before there
but
was.
before that, there was just there's a void, and there are good organizations and foundations out there raising money for mental health research, but they're not at the tip of your tongue when people think that they want to donate. And there's so many families and children and parents out there with wondering what to do.
Sure.
There's so many children with ADHD. I mean, it's estimated that there's 1 in 4 or 5 children now with a diagnosable mental disorder. And
so many events, so many things happening, not just the United States, but in the world that really are rooted there.
Yeah, everything's rooted in mental health. When you turn on the TV and you hear any school shooting or the homelessness, teen suicide is on the rise, juvenile, the number of children in the juvenile system, and it's really on the rise, and just the number of children that are on prescription medication for ADHD, it's really appalling, actually. If you talk to the pharmacists, they're just, they don't know what to do because there isn't enough underlying research to know exactly what to do. And
how did you do what you did? I mean, how have you made this much money in such a short time? What do you do to make the money?
Well, it's trying to make a long story short. I've always wanted to do something with mental health because growing up, my mother had anxiety and OCD, and it was years ago, 45 years ago, the stigma was even worse than it is now. So of course she never talked about it. And as a child, I was always trying to fix her. I was always trying to figure out something to make her happy, because I couldn't understand why someone just wakes up in the morning and has anxiety but doesn't know why. I mean, she'd say, there's no reason I have it, but I am so anxious right now, and I'm so, and then she had her little her little routines that she had to do because of OCD, like having 5 little Dixie cups to put orange juice in and in the morning, and had to drink them 15 minutes apart. I mean, so things like that no one would have known. You know,
But see, what I love is that you have 3 children, and Richard's involved. And in fact, we would like to put up the opening that you did for the event. I just think that that's so special.
Yeah. So, well, she asked you where the money came from. A year and a half ago, it was the beginning of the summer. She had the idea to have a dinner that was going to take place 5 weeks later, and that dinner raised $250,000 because
we netted $250,000.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, people just had never been asked before to donate to mental health issues for kids.
Yeah, and we followed that with a walk which raised awareness.
Was that the walk in the rain?
That was the first walk. That was the first walk. And then the next year we had another dinner that raised more money, around $500,000. And then we had the next walk in torrential rains. 300 people came.
Isn't that something?
It was great, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you've opened the door.
Yeah. And the support's amazing.
Yeah, what we're doing is also raising awareness, which no other charity for mental health is really doing on a larger scale. So,
and that's the real beginning.
In the community,
getting the word out.
Yeah.
Well, what are the plans now? What's happening in the next few months?
Well, we've created we're setting the foundation. We're affiliated with because we did put on our first dinner in 6 weeks' time. We affiliated with a wonderful organization up in that's out of actually Napa. Called the International Mental Health Research Organization, and they've been our fiscal sponsor, and they're really at the cutting edge of mental health research in the United States. So we've been affiliated with them. They're also affiliated with Patrick Kennedy, who's doing a lot of advocacy in the insurance area and trying to raise awareness. He just came out with his book, The Common Struggle.
I mean, we're running short of time, but don't you just find that people are really coming to you more and more and more because they are becoming aware?
Phone calls every day.
Yeah.
With people who are interested, people who have had family members deal with certain things. I mean, she made the connection with you just through conversation. She brings up the charity with everyone, and that's how, people are struck by it.
Well, and interestingly, we have so many charities here in the Coachella Valley, but we couldn't come to the dinner, but we wanted to be represented, so we did, and we will, because it's so important.
So we've created a community model. I'll just say this very quickly. A community model is having one fundraising event and one awareness event, because our goal is to raise money and to raise awareness. So we've created that on the Monterey Peninsula. We're going to have another dinner this year and during the Concours week on August 18th. And then we have another walk, and we'd like to start a chapter here in Palm Desert.
Wouldn't that be great?
If anyone is interested, I'd love for them to call.
There are some wonderful people out there.
We have our website, aimformentalhealth.org. It's very simple, all spelled out. AIM is just AIM, and
love it.
So
it's a very good idea.
Yeah.
But you guys, will you come back another time?
I sure
Because I feel like there were so many great examples of things, and it just flies by. But I really, really, really appreciate that you both came, and I think it's a great beginning for the Coachella Valley.
Yeah, thank you so much, Patty. It's
thank
such
you
an
for
honor
having
to
us.
be here.
Yeah. You're both so cute. I don't
you.
know who's the cutest. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Gabi for our unique desert lifestyle. You just have to check out Gabi Fashions and Gabi Els Boutique. If you're looking for trendsetting fashions and a fresh, hip vibe, Gabi Els Boutique is what you are looking for. Our fun fashion experts can help you put together a look that will turn heads and get attention. If shopping therapy and a new look gives you that attitude adjustment, come shop Gabi Els Boutique and get noticed.
Everybody comes here with a bright smile and positive attitude. You know, you can show up here and be in the worst of mood and leave with the most grateful heart.
If you're thinking about volunteering, I would definitely suggest coming down to Pegasus. It's definitely an experience that will last a lifetime.
All we ask for is a couple hours of your time, whatever you can give. We just need your help.
You know, I was looking at my next guest and I was thinking, could I run out and get a quick facelift? That would be really good. I mean, look at these beauties. And we're going to be talking about one of my favorite events, the Warburton St. Jude 5K, which is happening today as we speak, but all the other things. And to my far right is Kate Spates.
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
Oh God, you guys, you should be like in a beauty pageant.
Oh my gosh.
And Andrea Carter.
Hi, Patty. Happy to be
And
here.
so I'm going
no.
I'm going to pay lots of attention
No,
to
no.
what they say. No, so the 5K, I mean, every year, and the PSA
It was
is
pretty funny,
just
huh?
oh Mikey, you have to put that PSA up. Oh, it's
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
It was pretty
really.
brilliant. You know, he's standing there sipping coffee while the legs are just running, and he's talking about how hard he's training for the 5K, and hope
And
you
how
are
tired
too.
he
Yeah,
is
exactly.
at the end.
He's just so exhausted. It's pretty good.
Was that your idea?
No, it was Sally Saputo over at KESQ.
Well, it was a
she produced
very
it.
good idea.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So now, what else is happening?
Well, we have the Songwriters Night on Thursday, March 10th. And that's going to feature like Bob DiPiero, Tim Nichols, who worked with Tim McGraw to do Live Like You're Dying.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a good one. Kelly Lovelace, who works with Brad Paisley a lot.
Love him.
And then we have a new artist, a couple of new artists, but Liz Rose we're really excited about. She co-writes with Taylor Swift on several songs.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah. So we're
Yeah,
introducing
somebody,
you to.
I heard about her or read something somewhere.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Right. And then also we have the Jam. We've renamed everything: the Run, the Songwriters, the Jam, the Soiree, and the Golf, obviously. Because it's like the Warburton now. It's not the Patrick Warburton Golf for St. Jude.
I like that.
You know? We have a brand now. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's great. Really
the Jam,
great.
we're also introducing some new artists. I know you know some of them.
Robin Zander, who is the lead singer of Cheap Trick.
Okay.
Wally Palmer, who's the lead singer of the Romantics. We have the Gin Blossoms coming. We have the Rembrandts. They sang the theme song for Friends. So we're always, liven it up a little bit every year. We have some of our favorites, like our Hall of Famers, Alice Cooper, Robbie Krieger of The Doors, Kansas lead singer. So we have a lot of those, but we always bring in some surprises, and you never know what you're going to get. It's truly a rock variety show because it's everybody does 3 songs, and it's basically like you have a flashback to the 70s, 80s, and 90s all in one night. It's
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and you get right up so close to the stage. They're like right there. So
Yeah, where is it?
It's at the JW Marriott Desert Springs.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So you're dancing with the celebrities in the golf tournament. You're dancing right next to them. It's really unique.
Yeah, that is very, very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most important, it benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And I have to tell you that earlier in the show, we were talking about where people go to give money for different things. And when you think of children, I don't know, St. Jude's is just
It's right up there.
right there.
Well,
Number one.
they've changed their cure rate so dramatically since they opened their doors. We got to visit a couple of years ago at the hospital, and it was like life-changing.
Yes.
But I don't know the exact specifics, but I know that they were like at a 2% chance of saving children, and now it's like, what is it?
For the
80 or
leukemia, it's
something?
like
90.
90-some% for leukemia. Yeah.
And all of the treatments that they come up with at the research center become protocol for other hospitals all around the world.
Yeah.
So they share it. It's not like they're keeping it secret. They just want to make a difference.
Yeah.
So. And no parent ever has to worry about paying a bill. That's
I
what's
know,
so
that's
amazing.
to me so amazing. And I remember when you guys went and came back, and I mean, the glow, I mean, you just, you knew that what's going on is
Well, what's
happening
cool
for
is
a
what you
reason.
don't expect is the kids are actually having a really good time. Like they make it as fun as it can be, and it's like they don't even know they're sick. They create this environment that is so nurturing and fun, and I mean, kids have even when they're cured, they want to go back and visit because it's so fun and so cool at St. Jude.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty neat.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and some people say, well, it's there's a lot of great charities and it's not local, but there are patients here that have gone to St. Jude. And I think what Kate said about where the protocols are helping people everywhere, it truly is a very far-reaching type of charity.
Well, I thought way too late, but my friend Kathy has a grandson that went to St. Jude's and is doing so well. And I thought how fun to have him here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
next time we'll
Next
have to
year,
do that.
Love it.
Yeah. So you guys are amazing, everything you do. And Patrick has to be beyond thrilled, right?
This is our 6th year, and he's got a new show debuting in February, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is so much fun. We got to see a taping. And so it's nice that your host is like still very, very active in, you know, acting.
So true.
And,
Voice work.
Yes,
yeah.
he does a ton of voice work. He's so well known. But it's so ironic that people remember him as Putty from Seinfeld, which he was in 9 episodes in. And he had a whole show of his own.
For
you know,
6
now
years.
that's gaining a lot of followers because it's in syndication and stuff.
Yeah.
But he does, when people are fans of Patrick Warburton, they're like rabid fans. They just like adore him and love him, and he's so approachable. He's fun.
Yes.
And he's been at the hospital a lot. He really, it means a lot to him. He doesn't just put his name and his face out there. He really believes in it.
And that
he goes
happens
there.
often. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, keep it up.
Thank you.
Good,
Always.
good, good. And we will go now to Father Howard Lincoln. Father Lincoln?
No matter how extraordinary something may be, once it becomes familiar, we tend to take it for granted. I used to marvel at my cell phone, that it could take pictures and give me apps, and I could even talk to a lady named Siri inside who seems to live and answer my phone and give me answers to my questions. Or talk to a GPS in a car and ask for directions, and up pops a map telling me where to drive. I still marvel at some of this stuff, but not as much. It too is becoming commonplace. I'm taking it for granted. When I start taking things for granted, I lose my sense of gratitude. When I was a kid, my mother told me I ought to be grateful, and she was right. Ingratitude is truly crummy. Just taking for granted all that we have in this life decays our spirit and throws our life out of joint. Life gets a lot more beautiful when our spirits rejoice and we give thanks. Stuff like this cell phone are still really pretty cool. So are our lives. Let's never take things for granted. Be grateful.
Thank you, Father Lincoln. Father Howard Lincoln, Sacred Heart Church. Just want to remind you that it was Diane Miller who sent this to me. I'll read it one more time so that my friends can hear it too. I very quietly confided to my best friend that I was having an affair. She turned to me and asked, "Are you having it catered?" And that, my friend, is the definition of old. I want to thank all my guests today. I want to thank you for joining us. Till we meet again, remember yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift. That's why we call it the present. Live in the now moment. Enjoy our valley views. Those you see and those you hear. Take good care. Keep smiling. It's contagious. And see you very, very soon, we hope.
That's how you make it, so make it the most on right from the start. What's going on around me and you? There's a girl who can say I'm sure she knows a thing or two. It's Patty's Valley View.